Hi there, welcome back. So Wayne's doing the demo today and he's going to use these lovely coaster molds that you can now see in front of you. Hexagon shape, I believe. The beautiful sage green mica powder. I think it's sage green or moss green from Arteza. And also the beautiful copper metallic powder. He's also going to use some of that lovely ochre gold coloured braid, and he's cut that length 4 times. So it's one for each coaster. So up first, we're using this metallic powder. This is from Let's Resin, and as usual, everything that we use in this video will be linked in the description box below. So obviously this has been sped up because, you know, dusting molds takes a little while, and it's something you've seen us do many times before. And if you haven't, pop on over to our playlist and have a little look. But we're just he's using a dry bristled paintbrush where he's dipping it into the pot of the mica powder or the metallic powder and then just literally dusting it all over the silicone mould. Now it's done a bit so he's already done one lot with the copper metallic powder. He showed you how to do one of those, and then he's repeated that process with the other 3, and then he's doing the same thing with this beautiful green mica powder. Love this colour green. So it's almost a little bit sort of camouflagey looking, perhaps. There we go. Any excess that he's got, he's then tapping into the other mould and then just repeating the process with the green mica. So just for quickness, you don't have to use this, but we decided to as we had some to use up. We're going to use white polyurethane resin. Now this is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. You stir it for literally 10 to 20 seconds and you pour it straight away into the mould. It will start curing within a matter of moments, or a couple of minutes maximum, I think. So as you can see here, Wayne is just pouring a small amount into each one of the moulds, making sure that it does cover the surface, but not up to the top of the mould. There we go. Of course, you can use regular resin if you want to, but we decided to opt for this for quickness and the fact that Wayne's never used it before, so he needed a little bit of an experience with it. So coming up, you will see this on a time lapse where it will show you, yes, it's on a time lapse, but it will show you just how quickly the change happens. It will go an opaque white colour within a matter of moments. So here we go. This is on the time lapse. I think this total time lapse lasted, it looks seconds on here, but it was literally maybe a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, if that. Can you see there? It goes white. Magical effect there. Almost like frost suddenly building up on a window. So here we go. It has fully cured. So this is literally 30 minutes later. Wait till it's gone completely cool before you try and take it out. And of course, if you want to, wear gloves still to remove it. Treat it as you would if you're using any other kind of resin. Make sure you protect yourself, wear gloves, wear the respirator mask and work in a well ventilated room. So he's taken one of them out. It's very thin, remember it's literally like a mil or 2 thick, it's deep I should say. And he's taken it out and he's turned it over and he's put it back in the mould. Now he does press down quite firmly. There we go. And the mica powder and the metallic powder has actually stuck to the polyurethane rather than staying in the mould, which is good because we weren't sure quite how that was going to work. So there we go. He's just doing the 3rd one and then he will do the other one as well. And we are just a nice firm press back down into the mould. So this is trying to create the seal. It's trying to reseal them back into the base of the mould. There we go. So just pushing it down and then just chucking them over. And then once he was happy, he's going to move on to the next step. So this is with this lovely braid. This was bought from a shop called Koala Creations, which is local to us here in the UK. It's an independent haberdashery shop. It is an Aladdin's paradise type of shop. It's what I mean by that is there's so many things. We were in there for 45 minutes just looking at all the fabrics, braids, materials, ribbons, bits and bobs, bric-a-brac. I mean, they've got some really, really lovely things in there. So if you're in the UK and you want to look them up online, look them up online. I'm not sure if they do online orders or not, you can try. They possibly do, but if you're in the Chipping Sodbury area, which is a village just outside of Bristol, why not go along and have a look? So here we go. So Wayne is attaching this lovely section of braid, which he has measured and cut to size in advance of doing this, and he's going to attach it to the to that lovely coppery gold sort of greenish finish surface. He's attaching it to that. Now he's using UV resin. Sorry, I should have given you a warning because of the light. He's going to do this all 4 of them. So he's just spending some time just pressing the braid down and making sure that it adheres to the surface of the coaster that you've got at the moment. There is another couple of steps after this, of course, and then this will be done. This is a shorter than usual video. Hopefully, you know, you're enjoying it so far. There are a few things we learned from this. One is the fact that this lovely braid goes from being a beautiful ochre gold colour to being quite a bit darker. And that is literally just because you've put it in resin. It doesn't have the opportunity to dry out back to its regular colour. But Wayne did leave it till the following day, and then he applied the resin. So this is just regular resin. It's T-Expert resin, 1:1 mixing ratio, and all he's doing is just making sure that there's enough to go in to cover the whole of the braid that we've used, that beautiful braid, and also to take it right to the top surface of the mould, so right up to the top. And he's just using a mini stir stick just to make sure that it all goes in there. So can you see there that it's gone a much darker colour? So I think we need to bear that in mind for any future designs that we do involving this kind of braid, or any braids really, and just to bear that in mind, and then perhaps have a more a different colour background, should we just say. Maybe a white, maybe a cream, something like that instead, perhaps. Something with much more of a colour contrast. But he's just using a little micro brush there to get rid of any bubbles and to make sure that it's all gone to the edge. Do keep an eye on these, because they did send up a few more bubbles over the next sort of 2 or 3 hours. So he just went back and he just kept popping the bubbles, and you do that either by giving it a little spritz of isopropyl alcohol or by, you know, just applying a little bit of heat to it. Don't use a naked flame on it, please. Don't use a torch is what I mean, but use a long-necked lighter. So he's just demoulding them now. This is the following day again, so the resin is completely cured. He's just inspecting them, having a look. So he's going to do that to all 4. We did notice at this point that there's a little bit of an uneven cure, and some of the clear resin had got through underneath that one. We've got a couple of little bubbles, so not 100% successful with this, but all of this can be fixed. I think he opted to leave the bubbles as they were, but he does decide to do a little something extra to them, which is his final step. Now, he's just checking each one of them over, just very carefully, studying them, making sure he's happy with the result, or as happy as he can be. He's just giving that one a little bit of a wipe over with a cloth. I think there was just a little something on the surface there. They've all come away quite nicely from the moulds. He's just checking the sides, and at this point he was wondering, you know, because obviously you can see the 2 different colours in the different kinds of resin that we've used. The polyurethane on the bottom, which is cured white, and also the clear resin on the sides. Now, you could just leave them if you wanted to, give the bottoms a little bit of a sand, light sand, or you can do what Wayne decided to do next. So you will have seen us use these lovely decor metallic mirror finish sort of pens, gold in particular and silver. This is a copper coloured one. We went online and I was just looking for somewhere where we could reorder the silver and the gold. Amazon were going to take 2 to 3 weeks to deliver. So we found another stockist and it came through within 48 hours. And they had different colours. Now what we did notice was that the nibs on these are thinner. So it did take a couple of goes to get it to coat the edges of the coasters, but obviously that would depend on the depth of whatever it is you're trying to apply this to. But it's a beautiful, deep, rich copper colour. They do them in silver, gold, rose gold and copper. So we've got one of each to try. So you'll probably see those appearing in some future videos. So he's just going around the edge of the coaster, and he will do that with all 4 of them. There we go. That's the one done. So he'll repeat the process with the other 3 and then let them completely dry. So he's just checking them all around just to make sure that he's got even coverage there. I mean, that looks beautiful, that colour. Stunning. Stunning. Got a slight uneven cure. I don't know if that's the mould or if it's user error, perhaps. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a bit difficult to do the filming of the final shot. Please forgive us for that. We are getting slightly better at it. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said, thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And thanks again for supporting us on our creative journey. See you again soon. Bye-bye.